chatty today and I wanted to share some thoughts. And I feel like it's going to be kind of a mixed bag of topics and thoughts. So, just a disclaimer. Um, the first thing I wanted to kind of share is how, I guess, just like a reminder and like some love to like folks who are like experience disability or like chronic illness and stuff. Um, Around this thing I've been working on, and the core idea is like integration. Um, and I'm working on it in a lot of different ways, but I think something that happened with my disability and chronic illness is that I started to isolate myself a lot and try to separate myself into almost like two people. So one person is like the person who can like pass as able-bodied and like I guess perform able-bodiedness and like get the things done. And then the other person is the person who like experiences the severe flare-ups and like has a lot of pain and like has to be in bed and stuff like that. And when I experienced those flare-ups, I just like wanted to be alone, and I felt like very ugly and like undesirable. And I don't just mean undesirable like you know in any one specific way, but in a more general sense, like somebody who's not fun and who nobody would want to be around. Even though I had a couple of people in my life who were living proof to the opposite of that, because they would choose to surround themselves with me even if like I was in those conditions, and not only surround themselves by me but even like be like volunteering to take care of me even if I didn't ask for it, which is very special and beautiful and a privilege. um and I'm so grateful for these people. But yeah, I largely would like isolate myself and wait till I had the capacity to like be this like more able-bodied person again, and then only like allow people to see me and like be around me. Obviously, like masking and getting scared of getting more sick is also a factor. But even when people were willing to accommodate for that, I still was not feeling it. And that's okay. I have the right to have gone through that journey and like honored that need for space and isolation. But there's a point where I realized that I don't actually have to be that way. I can like be both of those people, like, the more like overtly disabled person as well as the seemingly able-bodied person, like all the time, because actually I am all of me all the time. And so over the last like year, I've been leaning into like allowing myself to be seen and like experienced and perceived even like during flare-ups, whether that's like in whatever form that is. and it's, I think it's like helping me to feel whole, and also helping me to unlearn that performance part where I have to be able-bodied to like do things, because I feel like that separation that I was creating between these two like versions of me, um it's not only applicable to like seeing people or being around people. It's also played itself out in like my ability to function, my ability to like do things. So even if there were things I could do, I would feel so debilitated like emotionally, and feel so like defeated by what would be happening in my body, that I would not explore what I can do, even despite the having a flare up. So the point of this is not like do work. It's not about work. It's I'm not talking about doing work. I'm just talking about functionality. Um and like access. Like I was almost denying myself access because of the idea of what I thought it had to mean for me to be going through a certain flare up and having a certain set of conditions. And part of this is like even access to mobility aids, right? This idea that like a doctor has to tell me that I need to be in a wheelchair in order for me to feel comfortable using a wheelchair. Whereas like now feeling more safe to use mobility aids, to use a cane, to use a wheelchair as and when needed, and even having like the privilege that there are people who are willing to push me in a wheelchair and to say like, I just want you to be here with me, I just want to experience this thing with you. So like if you're comfortable being in the wheelchair, like I will push it for you. um and again, I recognize that not everybody has that, and I haven't always had that. Or maybe I've had that, but I haven't been able to claim it or engage with it. But that's more the space I'm addressing, is where we could have something, but we deny it to ourselves because we think we're unworthy of it, or we have a certain idea of what our reality has to look like. Um, yeah, I thought this was gonna be a longer video, but I'm actually feeling kind of done. Um, yeah, I guess the summary is an invitation to let the people who you feel safe perceiving you in the vulnerability of your flare ups, um, to perceive you and to hold you through those, and to allow yourself to build and grow with people as your whole self, and do not just like offer parts of yourself because you think that like the disabled or like debilitated or chronically ill part of yourself, or the flare up version of yourself, is like not good enough, because everything is good enough.